Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Welcome here at Crypto Hash Review, where we educate and disseminate information about Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies from a Muslim perspective. Question answer session. So we have a question here from our brother. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. I was wondering if you could share some thoughts on this article that was sent to me on another group and how one should consider it in any decisions of investment and joining Bitcoin. I've just only got the text. I haven't received any particular article, unfortunately. But I'm guessing, as generally speaking, in terms of investment options or opportunities. So yeah, I mean, I like to think of Bitcoin not necessarily as an investment, although the gains are great. Okay, the gains are beautiful, but it's just that I feel that Bitcoin is more of a means to store your wealth in an asset or in a thing that has real value. And I say real value as in you have to earn it. You can't just make it and print it. You have to earn Bitcoin. So ethically speaking, historically speaking, it more resembles real money than what we have today as fiat, because fiat is just a claim, it's just a claim on an outstanding debt for something that hasn't been materialized yet. But that's another discussion altogether. But yeah, so for me, it's a preference. I prefer to put money in something that's real rather than something that is just a riba bearing debt. Anyway, and on top of that, fiat currencies are deflating, or not deflating, are inflating away, losing their value, as opposed to Bitcoin is a deflationary currency, which is doing the complete opposite. So for me, it's not really an investment thing. It's more of an escape from our current system, really. I mean, if you want to escape riba, you want to escape this Ponzi scheme, which our current system is, then Bitcoin is an obvious play. If you just look at the M1 money being printed, and I'll put it here, or I'll put it here on the side, you would see a line going sideways, and then you see just last year this happening. You see. Now that chart should make everyone think, what the heck? If our current currency supply or inflation which we have was doing this, and then in 1 year it just did this, why are we not panicking? Why is anyone sitting comfortably in this sinking ship? Think of it like this. You're on the Titanic, you've just hit an iceberg, you're taking in water, and there's a dinghy out there where people are jumping off board to try and get onto this small, tiny boat. That's Bitcoin. That tiny boat there, that's Bitcoin. The boat you're on is sinking. You know it's sinking. And you're contemplating about that tiny boat. Will you die on that boat there? Bruv, you're dying right now. You're dead. You dead right now, unless you go over there. Or any other boat which you find. If you want to think gold is the way to do it, then gold, fine. If you think silver is the way to do it, then fine. But the point is, where we are sitting right now in fiat, it's dying. If you're comfortable in sitting there, then by all means do so. But don't be under any illusions that the current system and our current financial system is fine. It's not fine. That's the reason why I don't think Bitcoin is an investment. It's an escape. It's a lifeboat from our current system. But for those who want to see it as an investment, then obviously do your due diligence, as in all investment. Find out the details about the investment. Look at the historical history of how it's performed. Use that to project future performance, and set your targets as to profits you want to make and when you want to make those profits, and materialize the profits like any other investment. He continues, I'm still going through all your videos, which are an incredible resource to the Muslims in this space. I also, Jazakallah khair, by the way. I also work in the built environment sector in planning, and really interested in how blockchain, which is where my journey is kind of taking me at the moment. So if there are any resources on how it can be used in our field, I'll be grateful if you can direct me to any reading lists, that kind of stuff. May Allah bless you and increase your works and help the resource of Muslims and the masses. Wassalam. So this brother, alhamdulillah, I'm reading it now, and I know who the person is because he booked a call with us a few days ago, and we had a good hour and a half discussion about that actual topic. How could blockchain be implemented in the planning sector? Because the issue is to recording information. So when a person comes in and submits a proposal to build on the land, to develop a property, or that kind of stuff, they want to have a means to track the progress of this piece of land in an immutable way that doesn't ever change. So blockchain seems to be a good option, a way to have a recorded system that's open to everyone that can access. You don't have to go through the red tape; it's just readily available there. And we explored certain things. And what I explained to the brother in the conversation, which I'll just briefly mention to you here, is that basically blockchain doesn't work for everything. It works for some things. And also you have the other part whereby blockchain is on the blockchain, and if you're going to implement that on the real life, then essentially you're going to have a tokenized system, meaning what's in real isn't necessarily what's in the blockchain. Bitcoin, on the other hand, exists on the blockchain. The Bitcoin is on the blockchain. So truth is actually what's in the blockchain. And you can't separate the Bitcoin from the blockchain. Whereas when you apply blockchain to anything else, like gold or silver or stocks or anything else, essentially you're gonna have this counterparty issue, risk or issue whereby are the things in the real world actually reflected one-to-one in the things in the blockchain? Because at the end of the day, it only matters if there's one-to-one backing. If there's more gold than there is coins, or less gold than there is coins, then you've just broken your thing. And you've got basically back to the same situation we have now, which is our fiat system, and rehypothecation and all that kind of stuff. But back to the point, there is a use case, or there is an avenue where it could be used, where these things can work together in planning. And we discussed that basically one way it can be used is like a portal where a person can effectively be open to everyone to upload their details and make it accessible in a particular manner, but it wouldn't be a decentralized system. It would be centralized. Decentralized means no one person controls it. And if this is a government organization, a government project, governments want control. No government is going to hand over their control over land and property to the blockchain, because that would mean that whatever blockchain says is true. And if they want to undo, they can't undo. Does that make sense? So it's interesting. I think everyone should be thinking about their own personal sector where they work, how can blockchain improve their business? How can it make your business model more efficient? How can you generate income from this? And it's definitely something that we should all be thinking about, not just this brother here, but you also think about how can blockchain improve your system moving forward. But anyway, I spoke to brother directly, but that's shared some benefits or some nuggets of information that we had, that we discovered in that one. And also one other point to mention here, which is another benefit to you guys, is that when you do want to merge the real world with the blockchain, you're gonna need an oracle. An oracle is basically another platform, another point of where data is entered into the system. If the person entering data into the system is a human being, then that's your problem already, because there's mistakes that could happen, corruption, that kind of stuff. You need a system inside the middle that is, I guess, decentralized as well, to basically make sure that when data is input into the system, it's pristine and it's accurate. Data in, if it's good, then data out will be good. If you put in false data, then you get nonsense. And one of the options that would be Chainlink and Band. These are two projects that are aiming to try and fulfill that role of being an oracle, a system that allows the entrance of real life data into the blockchain so it can be processed and used. Anyway, we hope you find this video beneficial, and this question was very beneficial. And may Allah give you plenty of Bitcoin. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.